Okay, he's in. Hello, everybody. Ow.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Touch of my dice.
Touch this fucking dice.
Going full goblin right now.
I am.
Shinies.
What's the matter to you?
What?
What?
I'm trying to figure out what you said. Anyway.
I didn't say anything.
You said something.
No, you're making an assumption, dude.
I am doing no such thing. Anyway. We are continuing my, holy shit, Midnight Sun. We are on page 221. And we probably will not finish this today.
Yeah, there's
probably
like 40 pages.
Who knows? Who could say?
Me.
Your eyes might bleed. This is normal.
Uh-oh.
Her jacket was folded over the headrest of her seat. I saw her eyeing it.
I thought that said eating it, and I was really confused.
Yeah.
I am not a true vampire. I am a like woolpire.
This is getting more and more confusing. Weirdly enough, eating a jacket is something I could see happening in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
To stop the enemy stand, you must eat this jacket. I brought the jacket for you, I told her. This was my excuse had I needed to provide one for showing up uninvited this morning. It was cold. She had no jacket. Surely this was an acceptable form of chivalry. I didn't want you to get sick or something. I have a jacket in my house. What do you mean?
Just because I'm from Phoenix doesn't mean I don't know how to wear things during cold times. I'm not quite that delicate. Due to poor writing, you are, she said, staring at my chest rather than my face. Hey, his eyes are up there. As if she were hesitant to meet my eyes, so instead she's staring at his tits. But she put the coat on before I had to resort to commanding or coaxing. Creep.
You don't. What?
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't command or coax. I mean, coaxing might work, but command should have not been the first option.
Yeah. Usually, the only option only time that should be an option is if you're in the bedroom and that's and that's like you and your partner's thing.
Or if she's like stubbornly like it's like less than 30 degrees.
Threatening to shoot someone.
Yeah.
Don't shoot.
No, don't shoot.
And at that point, begging might be better.
Yeah. Is it my line?
Yes.
Aren't you? I muttered to myself.
No.
No.
She stared out at the road as I accelerated towards the school, into the side of it. I could only stand the silence for a few seconds. I had to know what her thoughts were this morning. Holy shit, that was on me. So much had changed between us since the last time the sun was up. Has it?
What? No 20 questions today? Ask, keeping it light again.
She smiled. Oh, that's right. Yesterday you revealed the whole vampire thing. I guess. Yeah, sure. But the sun was coming. Fine. Fuck it. Sure. You told her about your whole thing, and then you watched her sleep. Da.
Yeah. Long story short, you're still a creep.
She smiled, seeming glad that I broached the subject. Do my questions bother you?
Not as much as your reactions do, I told her, honestly, smiling in response to her smile.
Her mouth turned down for what?
Turned down for what, homie?
Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Bum-bum-bum. Do I react badly?
Should I have?
For the love of God.
What?
Cool it with the porn game and read.
Oh, I'm not playing a porn game, actually. No, I'm playing Boruto's dad.
I love the fact that Mother's Basement made that a thing.
Yeah, that is really funny, but Hold on, there's a really big bully slapping me right now, so can you, like, give me a moment?
This is a no
Did I
bully
not
zone.
finish my line? Or what happened?
I finished mine.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, god damn. This is really unprofessional.
This is why we're not going to get through 40 pages in one day.
Yeah, hold on. Just let me finish. They're trying to capture my flag, damn it. I can't let them. Come on, man.
Woo!
I'm out of turn. Do I react badly, or did I say that?
I said that one.
No, that's the problem. You take everything so coolly. It's unnatural. Not one scream so far. How could that be? It makes me wonder what you're really thinking, of course. Everything she did or didn't do make me wonder that.
I don't think
Big think.
I don't think you should be hoping for screams.
Yeah. Unless it's in the bedroom.
Well, yeah. That's how you know you're doing a good job. When he starts screaming. I always tell you I'm really thinking.
You edit. Dang, is he getting called out?
Everyone's edits. Her teeth pressed into her lips again. It's a weird way to say she bit her lip. She didn't seem to notice that she did this. It was an unconscious response to tension. Not very much. Zane?
Yeah, hold on.
Stop getting slapped for 5 seconds.
That's easier said than done, my god. They're actually really good at slapping. That's the problem.
What did you do to get slapped?
We're playing capture the flag, and they keep. Okay, we won. Thank fuck. So it's 4 people in capture the flag, right?
Yes.
They are literally all standing on top of our flag. They don't have our flag. We have theirs, and we're trying to get back to our base, but they are in our base.
Get out of my house!
Pretty much. And I'm playing a support class, so I'm not really strong. I'm just there to make sure nobody else dies.
See, this is why you play the barbarian with the hunting horn. You're angry support!
Well, as much as I'd love to be angry support, that's not how this game works. Anyways, I closed the dumb game. The dumb game for baby Boruto dad game.
Baby Boruto's dead!
Just those words were enough to have my curiosity raging. What did she purposely keep from me?
Enough to drive me insane, I said.
She hesitated and then whispered, "You don't want to hear it."
I'm thinking about murdering you.
Oh, if only Edward knew how tasty he was.
How
much I desire to eat him.
Aye.
He wants to eat me, but it is me who's going to eat him.
Oh, God. I had to think for a moment, run through our entire conversation last night word for word before I made the connection. Perhaps it took so much concentration because I couldn't imagine anything I wouldn't want her to say to me. I fucked your dad.
Oh, no.
And your mom.
Oh, no.
While your sister watched.
Oh, God. Calm down.
That might do it.
Mm-hmm.
That would definitely do it. And then, because the tone of her voice was the same as last night, there was suddenly pain there again. I remembered. Once I had asked her not to speak her thoughts. Never say that, I'd all but snarled at her. I had made her cry.
Was this what she kept from me? The depth of her feelings about me? That my being a monster didn't matter to her, and that she thought it was too late for her to change her mind? Well, no, it's not for her too late to change her mind.
Yeah, she could realize that you're an absolute jackass and leave you because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really too bothered by the vampire thing. Kind of a dick. I don't think this is going to work out.
And that's when he kills everyone who she ever... That's when he starts killing her boyfriends to spite her. Because, you know, I can't live without Bella if no one can have her. Yeah.
Oh God, he goes full yandere.
Yeah.
I was unable to speak because the joy and pain were too strong for words, the conflict between them too wild to allow for a coherent response. It was silence in the car except for the steady rhythm of her heart and lungs, and probably also the sound of the car.
I'm so rich I have a silent car.
Oh, God.
Do you remember that commercial about it being super silent in the car? Like someone was in the car with a tiger, and like there's no sound that could get through the car into it, so like the tiger didn't wake up.
I don't remember that one, but it sounds familiar.
I know, right?
I'm just thinking about that one video in which like someone backs up and like a crocodile pops out, like an alligator pops up out of the grass because it was like laying down there and just grabs a hold of the back bumper and rips it off.
That's what you get for running it over.
It wasn't even run over, it was just startled.
Well, yeah, you don't startle a gator, even if it's on accident. You should be lucky you're alive.
In your car.
Yeah.
You should be lucky it didn't open the door and get in there with you.
You're lucky it didn't rip off the door.
Well, I think it was a bit low for the door.
You just haven't seen an alligator who really wanted to try.
Oh man, it ripped off the foot. It ripped off the footstep.
It rips off the wheel next.
Oh God.
Where's the rest of your family? She asked suddenly.
How did I think it was the alligator saying that?
Where's the rest of your family? I must get my revenge.
For startling me. I took a deep breath, registering the scent in the car with true pain for the first time. I was getting used to this, I realized with satisfaction, forced myself to be casual again.
On vacation?
Not here.
They took Rosaline's car. I parked in the open spot next to the car in question. I hid my smile as I watched her eyes widen. Ostentatious, isn't it? Yeah, the Edwards don't care about the environment.
The Edwards?
The Cullens, whatever they're called.
Now introducing Edward and the Edwards. Let's see. Wow. If she has that, why does she ride with you?
Got him. Ursula would have enjoyed Bella's reaction if she were being objective about Bella, which probably wouldn't happen.
Fuck off, Edward.
Like, seriously, fuck Edward. I know we say this every time, but he reiterates it every single time.
It's the whole thing where it's not like Christian Grey, where he's just an outright malicious asshole. He's just such an obnoxious idiot that it, like, peak annoyance.
Mm-hmm. Really glad Edward isn't real.
Yes. Like I said, it's ostentatious. We try to blend in.
You don't succeed.
I like to imagine that that's how she laughed.
Oh, just Bella spitting the straight facts. It's just, no, you guys are really weird. Everyone knows.
It's really unfortunate that right now she's the more realistically written person.
Mm-hmm. She told me, and then she laughed, a carefree laugh.
I don't know, I'm just imagining. You don't succeed. The blithe, wholly untroubled sound of her laughter warmed my hollow chest, even as it made my head swim with doubt.
So why did Rosalie drive if it's more conspicuous, she wondered.
Have you noticed I'm breaking all the rules now? That's right, I'm not wearing my helmet while I bike. No knee pads while I skate.
My answer should have been mildly frightening, so of course Bella smiled at it. What's so threatening about what you said?
I'm breaking the rules.
Wow, you're like an actual teenager.
A 100-year-old teenager.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't wait for me to open her door, just like last night. Why would she? I had to feign normality here at school, so I couldn't move fast enough to prevent it. Let her open her own door! But she was just going to have to get used to being treated with more courtesy. God damn it, shut up.
The more courtesy.
And get used to it. And get used to it soon. Oh, that does say... No, that's courtesy, not curtsy. Shut up, Edward. She can open her own door. She has legs and arms.
Well, I mean, it is courteous, but forcing courteous upon people is not nice things to do.
Courtesy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Courteous actions.
Again, there's a reason why I always ask, do you want help and not do you need help?
It's just a fucking door, though. Calm down.
I know.
I want them to have a courtesy off where she tries to open the door for him. I need to be faster than the vampire that can go at light speed. Like, quick, he's talking to his sister. This is the time to get out of the car and open the door for him.
I don't know why I just flashed back to that one. She's a feminist. I'm a nice guy. We've just so we keep dropping each other off. It's been days and neither of one of us have stepped into our own home. It's like gets to one person's door, walks back to the other person's door. Yep. Just walking each other home continuously.
One of them is going to give in one of these days, and it won't be me.
Both, like, just aggressively try to pay for the other one's bill, and the waiter, like, you do realize you could just go Dutch, right? Nothing wrong with splitting it.
Yeah.
I believe it's your line.
What?
Yes.
I walked as close to her as I dared, watching carefully for any sign that my proximity upset her. Twice her hand twitched towards me, and then she would snatch it back. It looked like she wanted to touch me. My breath sped. Edward, there's a bug on your shoulder.
Sees mosquito on his face, slaps him full force. His head goes flying across the parking lot.
Only his head.
His body just crumples to the ground.
And Bill's just like, shit, not again.
Oh, god damn it. Really unfortunate when I did this to my last boyfriend. He was human.
That head didn't even fly. It just exploded.
It basically just splattered. Full chunky salsa rule in effect with my bitch slap. Pimp hand is real strong. Why do you have cars like that at all? If you're looking for privacy, she asked as we walked.
An indulgence, I admit it. We all like to drive fast.
Fun fact, the cars they actually have are not engineered for driving fast, they're more just status pieces. If one of them had gone for a Ferrari, that'd be one thing. Those are built specifically for going fast, which is part of the reason why they have poor handling.
Really?
Yeah, it was basically just a whole thing of she asked her brothers for,
No, I mean the fast handling thing.
Yeah, basically, like, Ferraris don't handle too good, but they go really fucking fast.
In a straight line?
Yeah, basically.
I see.
But yeah, like, the cars they have are high-end cars, but they aren't high-end cars that are made specifically for fast movement. They're more like the high-end for comfort and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like expensive leather in the seats and shit.
Alright. Shows what Edward knows.
Shows what Stephenie Meyer knows. Then again, it was the whole thing of she asked her brothers, hey, what expensive sports car do you think this character should drive?
Sorry, Yeah, alright. I could just picture Edward like, I thought this car goes fast. And then just so he drives past him.
Just a Ferrari just speeds by. Figures, she mumbled, her tone sour. Fucking bougie bastards. Bourgeoisie, motherfuckers, the proletariat shall rise up.
I could just picture somebody out fasting. I know that sounds weird, but like going faster than Edward in a car, so he just jumps out of it and starts sprinting after the car.
I hope he put it in park first.
It's Edward, of course he didn't. But he's just
God.
running at the same speed as the Ferrari next to it, staring angrily at who's in the car.
Oh, God.
Honestly, if I was a vampire and I could go that fast, I would totally try to like mess with cops by like running past their speedometer super fast.
I mean, in my case, it would probably just be the whole thing of, I've had this car for I've had this car for literally decades. Just gonna keep fixing it up.
At some point, you reach the point of no return, but yeah.
Well, yeah. At some point, it's like, why do you have an old station buggy?
Because it still works.
Just the open top, not really much of a windshield. Like the canvas top, no real windshield. Like the giant hoop wheels.
I'd be surprised if the gas even works. Like it's probably used to a different kind of gas.
Here's the thing, though. That would be from the days before, like the whole electronics thing were put in the cars, meaning that it wouldn't be programmed to not take fuel.
So it could take biofuel, you say?
The whole thing with biofuel is that your engine itself will run almost exactly the same on biofuel as it will with gasoline. Like, there's a slight difference in fuel efficiency, but that's it. Like, very slight. But the thing
is, emissions?
No, it has better emissions. But the thing is that modern day cars are programmed to run worse with biofuels like ethanol because of the stranglehold that the gasoline industry has. I'm not kidding. And it is technically illegal to hack your own car. So you can't go, you legally can't go in and change the programming.
Wow.
And here's the other thing. Ethanol is literally a byproduct of making food for cows. Because cows
I'm really wondering why the cars are letting the gas people strangle
It's not
them
that the cars are, it's that the government's being paid by the gas industry.
I know, but still.
It's a corporate lobby group thing.
Just get a European car. Do they do the same thing?
I mean, for the most part, it's the whole thing of these cars are sold with that programming. Like, they're manufactured with that programming in mind. So, like, when the onboard computer and shit is put in, it's programmed to take ethanol worse. So your main option is to change the programming. But very few gas stations sell ethanol, and your other option would be to have to try and make it yourself. Which, in order to do that, you need to grow corn. Which corn is is primarily grown in the U.S.
This sucks.
At one point, the gas industry put out this whole thing saying that using corn to make ethanol was taking food away from the cattle industry, but it's actually not, because of the fact that ethanol is made as a byproduct when you ferment corn to make cornmeal, which is then fed to cows.
I really hope some farmers roasted them for saying that.
God, it's so stupid. There's the whole thing of the emissions from it are better for the environment. Like, it's cheaper to make. It's not in a limited supply because the whole thing with gasoline is that is not a renewable resource.
Yep.
God damn it. Anyway, I believe it's your line.
Yeah.
She didn't.
She didn't look up to see my answering grin.
Nuh-uh. I don't believe this. How the hell did Bella pull this off? I don't get it. Why?
Jessica's mental boggling interrupted my thoughts. She's waiting for Bella, taking refuge from the rain under the edge of the cafeteria roof with Bella's winter jacket over her arm. Her eyes were wide with disbelief.
They totally fucked. Bella noticed her too in the next moment. A faint pink touched her cheeks when Bella registered Jessica's expression.
Hey Jessica, thanks for remembering. Bella greeted her.
I didn't finish my line.
Shut up.
The thoughts in Jessica's head were fairly clear on her face. I was just going to make a joke that it was really easy to rewrite that scene as Bella actually being attracted to Jessica.
Well, I mean, you don't know.
Bella's actually a closet lesbian.
Or a bit more curious.
She's not sexually or romantically attracted to Edward. It's more aesthetically.
Hey, Jessica, thanks for remembering. Bella greeted her. She reached out for the jacket, and Jessica handed it to her wordlessly.
You know, kind of like how a person could be platonically attracted to a sunset. Yes, the sunset is pretty. That doesn't mean I want to fuck it.
I mean, I'd fuck the sun if it was a girl. What?
The fact that that's the caveat. Shit. I should be polite to Bella's friends, whether they were good friends or not. Good morning, Jessica.
Whoa.
Jessica's eyes popped even wider. It was strange and amusing, and honestly a bit embarrassing to realize how much being near Bella had softened me. Seemed like no one was afraid of
2 days.
We weren't afraid of you in the first place. God damn it. You stupid, stupid child.
Bella even stated people didn't think you were inconspicuous. They think you're weird.
They don't find you frightening either. You're just pale and weird. It's not frightening.
Did any of Bella's friends even think Edward was weird before or dangerous? Like, did
Jessica thought he was hot.
Yeah, exactly. No one.
He's heard her thoughts talking about him being hot. He's heard thoughts of that one lady who worked at the school thinking about how he's hot and how she shouldn't try to jump his bones because for all she knows he's 17.
Good on
Are
her.
you seeing the problem here, Edward? No, because you're too stupid. If Emmett found out about this, he'll be laughing for the next century.
People aren't scared of Emmett either. Hi, Jessica mumbled. Her eyes flashed to Bella's face, full of significance. I guess I'll see you in Trig.
You are so going to spill. I'm not taking no for an answer. Bad touch. Details! I have to have details. Edward freaking Cullen. Life is so unfair.
Bella's mouth twitched. Yeah, I'll see you then.
Jessica's thoughts ran wild as she hurried to her first class, peeking back at us now and then.
I could just picture if I was in this situation, it's just like, whoa. He's pretty pale. Just moving on.
No, so you hooked up with the stereotypically hot guy. Cool.
You hooked up with the emo dude. That's probably what I would have been thinking.
That's an insult to emo.
I know.
I feel offended by that.
It was high school. It'd be a high school setting. I would have been like, "Oh, cool! My friend hooked up with the weird emo kids." I've never really talked to an emo person. I might be able to learn a bit more about what makes people emo, and then I would have walked away.
Man,
and then I would have gotten a really bad
pastel goth kids. They seem cool. There's that entire cyberpunk, that cyberpunk group of friends at the school. I never have the courage to talk to them.
I never really go out and talk to people anyways. That's the thing. So I've been like, oh, cool. This is an easier way to get through it.
The whole story. I'm not accepting anything less. Did they plan to meet up last night? Are they dating? Did they fuck last night? How long is he?
I thought this was my line. You read the last one, right?
Did I say the ran wild?
I thought you did.
Oh, whoops.
Jeez, impatient much.
God damn it.
The whole story. I'm not accepting anything less. Did they plan to meet up last night? Are they dating? How long? Did they fuck? How could she keep this a secret? Why would she want to? If it can't be a casual thing, she has to be seriously into him. Is there any other option? I will find out. I can't stand not knowing. I wonder if she made out with them. Oh, swoon.
Who the fuck says, oh, swoon?
Jessica's thoughts were suddenly disjointed, and she let wordless fantasies swirl through her head. I winced at her speculation, not just because she had replaced Bella with herself in the mental pictures.
My dick looks nothing like that.
Actually, if this was high school, if I was walking away from someone, my thoughts would be, alright, so I need to get another mitigator for this role. Mitigator. Because all I did in high school was play one mobile phone game.
Oh, yeah.
I had such a boring life, not really.
Yeah, now you have an exciting life full of... Right. Anyway, it couldn't be like that, and yet I wanted to fuck them both.
To realize
Mormon.
someone...
Not even the good preliminary.
I resisted making the admission even to myself. How many wrong ways would I want Bella in? Which one would end up killing her?
What? I shook my head and tried to lighten up.
What are you going to tell her? Asked Bella.
Hey, she whispered fiercely. Thought you couldn't read my mind.
I can't. I stared at her, surprised, trying to make sense of her words. Ah, we must have been thinking the same thing at the same time. I rather like that. Ugh. However, I told her I can read hers. She'll be waiting to ambush you in class.
Oh god, anime tropes again. Stephenie Meyer, you fucking weeb.
She literally corners her in the corner of class, just like hanging on the wall or whatever. One hand over Bella's shoulder.
Jessica does a kabe dot. What the fuck? Like it specifically uses the word kabedon. Oh god. Bella groaned, then let the jacket slide off her shoulders. I didn't realize that she was giving it back at first. I wouldn't have asked for it. I would rather she kept it. Token, as I was too slow to offer her my help. She doesn't need help taking off a jacket. She handed me the jacket and put her arms through her own without looking up to see that my hands were extended to assist. I frowned at that, then controlled my expression before she noticed it.
So what are you going to tell her? I pressed.
I'm just going to tell you right now, Edward, you are going to meet my pimp hand. Just gonna say it right now. Hell, you might meet my pimp. I'll get Ichi-tan in here to beat the shit out of you.
That might actually throw Edward for a loop. I'm pretty sure he'd be one of those guys who'd be like, I can't hit a lady.
Just this 5 foot cosplayer beating the shit out of Edward. First off, I'm not your pimp, I'm your senpai. Then why have I been giving you my money? A little help? She want to know.
I smiled and shook my head. I wanted to hear what she was thinking without a prompt. That's not fair.
Her eyes
Shut the
tightened.
fuck up, Edward. You read people's minds all the time for this bullshit.
No, her eyes tightened. No, you not sharing what you know. Now that's unfair.
Yeah, get him, Bella.
Yeah, tell me the things that you're seeing in other people's minds. Wait.
Right, she didn't like double standards. Nobody likes double standards.
Yeah, exactly. Why I get upset when someone insults me for wearing a crop top. Wait.
Well, you look much better in a top crop, so...
Top crop? I can't tell if that was intentional.
That was.
I look much better in a field of corn.
I mean, you look much better in corn.
I did spend some time in a few cornfields last month.
Making more crop circles?
No.
Oh.
Doing readings and harvesting.
Oh,
Sorghum wasn't quite as tall as it would get. Apparently that gets 15 feet tall sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. Must be terrifying because it's like corn, but with multiple stalks.
Oh, no.
We got to the door of her class where I would have to leave her. I wondered idly if Miss Cope would be more accommodating about the switch in my schedule of my English class. I made myself focus. Could it be fair?
Oh yeah, didn't he switch classes to be away from her?
He tried to. He couldn't.
She wants to know if we're secretly dating, I said slowly, and she wants to know how you feel about me.
Her eyes were wide, not startled, but ingenious now. They were open to me, readable. She was playing innocent.
Yikes. She murmured, what should I say?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no, whatever shall I do?
Wait, so Bella's power is that people can't read her completely, right? Like even the girl with the time powers has only glimpses of her? Or like
basically, it's that vampire powers don't work on... officially, it's that vampire powers don't work on her. Granted, we see Jasper's emotion. I think it's Jasper. It's either Jasper or Emmett who has like the forced emotion power. Supposedly was able to use it on her, and Alice can see her in her vision sometimes, but I think that's hand waved as she's not looking at Bella's future, but at other people's future, and happens to see Bella there.
All right, but for Bella's dad, then the girl that can see future and stuff like that, instead of getting the full vision, does she get like a last time on Dragon Ball Z kind of thing? Like, you know, just small snippets of random parts of his memory. Or like history.
His future?
Of his future. Like, let's say she goes and like watches him for a day. Instead of getting the whole day, she gets like him putting something in the microwave. It skips to him being at work, and then like next to like giving someone a ticket.
It's either that or it's like watching him through like lenses covered in Vaseline, to where everything's really blurry.
Do you know how fast your how
like that? And like everything looks like it's out of focus as well. It's kind of hard to see.
I don't like watching his future. It's too blurry. It makes me think I need glasses.
Yeah. She always tried to make me give away more than she did. I pondered how to respond.
I don't know. Tell me what you want. Bye.
Your line.
Ow.
Stop dying for 5 seconds and read.
A wayward Ow. A wayward strand of her hair, slightly damp from the fog, draped across her shoulder and curled around where her collarbone was hidden by the ridiculous sweater. It drew my eyes, pulled them across the other hidden lines.
Creep.
Mm-hmm.
I reached for it carefully, not touching her skin. The morning was chill enough without my touch, and twisted it back into place in an untidy bun so that it wouldn't distract me again. I remembered when Mike Newton had touched her hair and my jaw flexed the memory. She had flinched away from him. Her reaction was now nothing the same. Instead, there was a slight widening of her eyes, a rush of blood under her skin, and a sudden uneven thumping of her heart.
I tried to hide my boner as I answered her question.
God damn it.
What?
I suppose you could say yes to the first, if you don't mind. Her choice, always her choice. It's easier than any other explanation.
I don't mind, she whispered. Her heart had not found its normal rhythm yet.
It's still looking for it. As for her other question, I couldn't hide my smile now. Well, I'll be listening to hear the answer for that to that one myself.
Let Bella consider. That! I held back my laugh as shock crossed her face.
Yeah, he's a good fuck, but not much else.
I would be that kind of person who said stuff like that just to fuck with people who could read minds. I'd be a...
So I just flash back to that one episode of Lucifer where because of the fact that people he's been making deals with have ended up dying, like they basically like at one point like the police department is just talking to like all like a whole bunch, like every sexual partner he's had within the last like 3 months, and literally all of them have been saying, "Yeah, it was a great night, but at the end of the day, it was just sex." And he's like really he gets really sad that that's all it was to them. Like, oh, that's all I am to these people is a good lie.
That's on Netflix, right?
Yes, it's on Netflix.
Oh, bet. I'm gonna watch that at some point. I also need to watch Stranger Things because of Dead by Daylight, but you know.
Oh, did a new killer get added for that?
Dead by Daylight and Stranger Things is collaborating for the next Killer and Survivor.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
They're
what the
actually gonna
killer's
release
supposed to
2
be.
survivors. It's gonna be the Demogorgon.
The entire Demogorgon?
Whatever the monster is in
Oh,
Stranger
okay,
Things.
wait, okay,
My bad.
Demogorgon. For some reason, my mind went to Mind Flayer. I was like, what the shit?
No, it's the weird thing from Stranger Things.
Okay,
I think the
yeah,
map is like some laboratory that's 4 floors, so instead of having a really long map, it's a tall map.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so it's that thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking the big monster from later.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to get too into because of spoilers.
Yeah, man. Don't fucking spoil me, mate.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Turn down for what?
I'll see you at lunch. I called back to her over my shoulder, an excuse to check that she was still staring at me, wide-eyed. Her mouth was hanging open. I turned away again and laughed. What a cuck.
Did you call him a cock or a cuck? I'm really confused. What? That doesn't even make sense in this context.
I know. I used that word wrong.
There's nothing wrong with having a cuckoldry fetish. I mean, it's not my thing, but...
Well, this wasn't about... I wasn't using it in that context either. I was using the word incorrectly, but okay.
As I paced away, I was vaguely aware of the shocked, speculative thoughts that swirled around me. Eyes bouncing back and forth between Bella's face and my retreating figure. I paid them little attention. I couldn't concentrate. It was hard enough to keep my feet moving at an acceptable speed as I crossed the soggy grass to my next class. I wanted to run. Really run. So fast that I would disappear. So fast that it would feel like I was flying. Part of me was flying already.
I feel it flying in my pants.
God damn it.
I put the jacket on when I got to class, letting her fragrance swim thick around me. I would burn now, let the scent desensitize me, and then it would be easier to ignore it later when I was with her again at lunch.
It was a good thing that my teachers no longer bothered to call on me. Today might have been the day they would have caught me out, unprepared and answerless. My mind was in so many places this morning, only my body was in the classroom.
Edward, answer the question.
Oh, shit.
Of course
I was what?
Isn't it my line? You just said the last line.
Whoops.
Dude, are you trying to speedrun this?
Maybe.
Of course I was watching Bella. This was becoming natural, as automatic as breathing. I heard her conversation with the demoralized Mike Newton. She quickly directed the conversation to Jessica and grinned so wide that Rob Sawyer, who sat at the desk to my right, flinched visibly and slid deeper into a seat away from me. What?
You see, now that'd be a reason for someone to be afraid of you, because you just suddenly started smiling like an idiot. For no reason. Ugh,
yeah,
creepy.
You have a point there.
This is the only time where someone being creeped out by you makes a lot of sense.
Speaking of which...
Did you say their line?
Yeah, that was my line, right?
No, I said the creepy part.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, shit, fuck. Well, I hadn't lost it entirely.
You never had it to begin with, fuckwit.
Got him.
I was also monitoring Jessica loosely, watching her refine her questions for Bella. I could barely wait for fourth period, 10 times as eager and anxious about the curious human girl who wanted fresh gossip. Oh, and the curious anger girl.
And I was also listening to Angela Weber.
I had not forgot the gratitude I felt to her for thinking nothing but kind things towards Bella in the first place. And then for her help last night. She was my wing woman. Honestly, that would be something probably more interesting. So I waited through the morning, looking for something that she wanted. I assumed it would be easy, like any other human. Some bauble or toy she wanted particularly. Several, probably. But I could deliver something anonymously. I would deliver something anonymously and call us even.
But Angela proved almost as unaccommodating as Bella with her thoughts. She was oddly content for a teenager, happy. Perhaps this was the reason for her unusual kindness. She was one of those rare people who had what they wanted and wanted what they had. If she wasn't paying attention to her teachers and her notes, she was thinking of the twin little brothers she was taking to the beach this weekend, anticipating their excitement with an almost maternal pleasure. She cared for them often, but was not resentful of this fact. It was very sweet.
I'm now scared of Angela Weber.
You're what?
She creeps me out.
Why?
Stepford Smiler.
What?
No one should be happy all the time. It's unnatural.
Well, maybe she's not happy all the time. She's just, content.
It creeps me out.
Well, I'm sorry, you can't be happy all the time.
People shouldn't be happy all the time. If you're not experiencing the full range of human emotions, there's something wrong with you.
Well, maybe she thinks about the full range of human emotions when she's not at school?
She's very sad at home.
Mm-hmm.
And angry. Not really helpful to me.
Bedward's just kind of half-heartedly reading her thoughts. What she's actually going to go home and enjoy doing is slapping her twin brothers.
Oh God. Turns out she's actually a complete total psychopath who just derives pleasure from other people's pain, but not in the fun kinky way with whips.
No. She's gonna take them to the beach and threaten to feed them to sharks.
You have made a mistake, Edward. You've put your cart on the wrong horse.
I think it's your line.
No, I said that, but not really helpful to me.
Gosh dang, you always throw those really short lines right under my feet. I'm just never ready for it. If there had to be something she wanted, I would just have to keep looking. But later, it was time for Bella's trig class with Jessica.
I wasn't watching where I was going as I made my way to. Jessica was already in her seat, both her feet tapping impatiently against the floor as she waited for Bella to arrive.
Oh my gosh, I just pictured something amazing.
Fire?
Just, what?
Oh, almost dropped the bat.
So, a vampire is somebody who's super smart, looks like a teenager, so they're stuck in school to, I guess, renew their, high school diploma, so it's not weird that, they have a 50-year-old one,
Mm-hmm.
And they make friends with somebody who's struggling in class, so either from their class or just outside the school or somewhere, they, text them the answers they're having trouble with.
God. I don't know, for some reason I'm just... it shouldn't be that hard to forge the paperwork if you've been around for a few hundred years.
Or you just have somebody... Yeah, you probably have, a vampire in, every, independent school district kind of place who, forges those papers.
Yeah. Waiting on you.
Conversely, once I settled into my assigned seat in the classroom, I became utterly still. I had to remind myself to fidget now and then to keep up the charade. It was difficult. My thoughts were so focused on Jessica's. I hoped she would pay attention, really try to read Bella's face for me.
Oop. Jessica's tapping intensified when Bella walked into the room.
She looks gloom. Why? Maybe there's nothing wrong. Maybe there's nothing going on with Edward Cullen that would be a disappointment, except then he's still available. If he's suddenly interested in dating, I don't mind helping out with that.
God damn it. Do you think of nothing but men? Normal people think about more than fucking.
Maybe she just has a high sex drive. I don't know.
Turns out she actually suffers from nymphomania. It's really concerning.
Or just being around all these hot dudes in school just, excites her.
I mean, still technically children, but yeah, okay.
Hey. She's also a children, so...
Okay, yeah, that's the thing I was thinking. So a character using true polymorph could technically be permanently turned into an adult bronze dragon, which has the change shape action, allowing it to turn into a humanoid or beast that has a challenge rating no higher than its own or back into its true form.
What the fuck does that have to do with what?
I was trying to figure out which dragon it would be that someone with true polymorph could turn someone into, in which they'd be able to turn back into themselves. Causing it to where one of the party members is now turned into a dragon.
Okay, but what does that have to do with the story?
Nothing. I was just trying to figure out which one it was.
Okay, I thought I just fell through some time hole. We had just finished or something. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay. Bella's face didn't look glum. It looked reluctant. She was worried. She knew I would hear all of this. I smiled to myself.
Tell me everything, just demanded while Bella was still removing her jacket to hang it on the back of her seat. What? She gave the jacket back to Edward.
No, she took her own jacket back from Jessica.
Oh.
That was why she gave Edward's jacket back to Edward.
Ooh. Hanging on the back of her seat, she was moving with deliberation, unwilling.
Ugh, she's so slow. Let's get to the juicy stuff. How's his ass feel?
What do you want to know? Bella stalled as she took her seat.
What happened last night?
He bought me dinner, then he drove me home.
And then? Come on, there has to be more than that. She's lying anyway, I know that. I'm gonna call her on it.
How did you get home so fast?
I watched Bella roll her eyes at the suspicious Jessica.
He drives like a maniac. It was terrifying.
Honestly, it was the only thing about him that was truly scary, not the other things he told me about himself. Okay, I probably should stop talking now.
What other things?
Nothing.
That would have made this so much more interesting.
She smiled a tiny smile, and I laughed out loud, interrupting Mr. Mason's announcements. Dick. I tried to turn the laugh into a cough, but no one was fooled. Mr. Mason shot me an irritated look, but I didn't even bother to listen to the thought behind it. I was hearing Jessica.
Why didn't Jessica stop and look then, huh?
Different class.
Oh, right.
They're in Trig, he's in English.
Right.
Yes. He and Bella have science together.
She sounds like she's telling the truth. Why is she making me pull this out of her word by word? I would be bragging at the top of my lungs if it were me.
Well, she's not you. Let's see. Was it like a date? Did you tell him to meet you there?
Jessica watched surprise across Bella's expression and was disappointed how genuine it seemed.
No, it was very surprising to see him there, Bella told her. Wait, he was stalking? Okay, never mind. I'm much more concerned now.
What's going on? But he picked you up for school today. There has to be more to the story.
Yes, that was a surprise too. He noticed I didn't have a jacket last night.
That's not very much fun, Jessica thought, disappointed again. When she
Life isn't fun.
What Jessica really should have thought is, wow, that's incredibly creepy. I should be helping my friend.
I really probably should have gave her that back to her last night.
Yeah.
I can understand, not being weirded out by him noticing that, well... Actually, no, that is weird, because you'd expect someone to own more than one jacket.
Yeah.
Why would you assume that they only wear one jacket? Why would she only own one jacket?
And
I live in fucking Texas, and I have several jackets.
I have more than one jacket, even if I only wear one jacket. But I'm just thinking about the fact that it's just why would he go to her house to do that? He could give it to her at school.
I can understand the whole thing of, he wanted to drive me there to save gas. But...
with all the cars that they have, and the fact that they don't all go in one car, I'm pretty sure the Cullens aren't really environmentally insensitive.
Well, they have a preference for large predators instead of regular prey animals when it comes to what they feed off of. They're already environmentally insensitive.
Mm-hmm.
You eat a puma, that could fuck up the entire food chain in that area for a bit.
Just one puma?
Those things can have a pretty big territory.
Right. So
that could be the only one in that area. In that whose territory includes that specific area, and that it's not until the edge of its territory that it overlaps with another one. You have to remember, pumas are solitary.
So if you eat a puma, you have to take responsibility and be the puma in that area for a while.
You must eat the deer it would have eaten.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things that's really stupid to me.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which line did you say?
That's not very much fun.
Okay. I was tired of her line of questioning. I wanted to hear something I didn't already know. I hoped she wasn't so dissatisfied that she would skip the questions I was waiting for.
So are you going out again? Jessica demanded.
He offered to drive me to Seattle Saturday because he thinks my truck isn't up to it. Does that count? Fucking bastard.
He sure is going out of his way to, well, take care of her. Sort of? No, he's going out of his way to butt into her business.
Yeah. For one, fuck you for insulting her truck. That's the only good thing about the series, except for Charlie.
There must be something there in his side, if not on hers. How could that be? Bella's crazy. What? No.
Yes, it does count, apparently, Jessica answered Bella's question.
Well then, Bella concluded, yes.
Again, I've had multiple people from both sides of the gender spectrum accompanying me on long-distance trips, and none of those were something I'd consider dates.
Yeah, I mean, I've driven you over a few times. That's not a date.
The times I've hitched rides with Ichi-tan definitely haven't been dates.
It takes a very special kind of person to turn a long-distance drive into a date-like scenario.
Yeah. It is a whole... I mean, maybe it's just me, who doesn't tend to have much of a attraction to people aside from aesthetic. But... or majority of people I know, anyway. But... I don't know. It's really stupid, Jessica. Yeah, really dumb of you to put it that way.
And I'm on the opposite spectrum where I don't really care about anyone. And I too don't think that's a date.
You don't find anyone aesthetically pleasing.
Not really. Do you know what the problem is?
God damn it.
I'm just some weeb who only likes 2D girls.
I knew it was going there.
Yep. Anyways, is it my line?
Did you say the one that starts with well then?
Well then,
Right under the one that starts with yes. Okay.
I did.
Wow, Edward Cullen. Whether she likes him or not, this is major.
I know.
The sound of her voice encouraged Jessica. Finally, she sounds like she gets it. She must realize.
Wait, Jessica said something. Remember the most vital question he asked? Has he kissed you? Please say yes, and then describe every second.
Weird up. Creep. That touch.
He kissed me for less than a second. So I can't give you any detail.
I don't know. I'm just flashing back to that one skit, like that whole joke about like that one friend who's way too invested in your sex life. Like, we did this one thing. Oh yeah, what was it? I'm not fucking telling you. Like, Jessica, you were way too invested in this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need details of this shit. Privacy. Unless she's hoping to wrangle you into a three-way, you don't need to know.
Maybe she's just concerned of what's the best for her friend, for the person she assumes she's going after.
It tasted like gaslight. Wait, what?
It tasted like sad and pathetic wannabe emo.
No, Bella mumbled, and then she looked down at her hands, her face falling off. It's not like that.
No.
Oh no.
Damn, I wish, looks like she does too.
I frowned. Bella looked upset about something. It couldn't be disappointment like Jessica assumed. You dumb motherfucker. She couldn't want that. Not knowing what she knew, she couldn't want to be close to my teeth. For all she knew, I had fangs. She's seen your teeth before. You talked to her. She has seen your teeth. Unless you're like one of the vampires from Supernatural, in which they have a retractable set of secondary spiky teeth with which they drain blood, I highly doubt you could surprise her with those.
Those aren't vampires. Those are reverse snakes.
No, those are that universe's vampires.
Snakes
through the heart don't really do anything. What you have to do is decapitate them.
Why don't you just take their teeth out? That lets them suck blood.
Pretty sure they could regrow those.
Really?
Being as they can recover from being shot in the face.
I see. Interesting.
And it also doesn't help that they can remember any scent that they've come across forever, so if you do fail to kill one, can't really hide from it anymore.
Listen, I know it's you who left dog shit in my yard. I could smell you from a mile away, and I don't forget smells.
How did you?
Shut up and clean your dog shit, or I'm going to kill you.
Anyway. Whose line?
Your line.
Yours. Did you
Your
say
line.
that you shuddered?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Saturday Jessica prodded?
Bella looked even more frustrated as she said, I really doubt it.
Yeah, she does wish. That sucks for her.
Was it because I was watching all this through the filter of Jessica's perceptions that it seemed like Jessica was right?
Oh my god, you fucking idiot! There are harem protagonists that aren't as stupid as you. I want to break you over my knee. Like Bane did Batman. I will break this bat.
About to say vampire, but yeah, vampires and bats are pretty close.
For a half second, I was distracted by the idea, the impossibility. Shut the fuck up. Of what it would be like to try and kiss her. My lips on hers, cold stone to warm, unyielding silk.
And then she dies. Oof!
I've never been that. I've never done it that poorly before. How do you do it that poorly?
It stops becoming a kiss and more sucking blood, but yeah. Oh, I could just picture her biting her lips just on accident.
Oh god, I accidentally draws blood.
Yeah.
Coked out of my mind, I've never done it that poorly. I think. I don't remember most of those.
I don't think you should be coked out of your mind in the first place.
Yeah.
Just wake up like your lips are locked with someone you don't even know. Just, what the fuck?
White powder on my upper lip. I shook my head, wincing, and made myself pay attention.
What did you talk about? Did you talk to him, or did you make him drag every ounce of information out of you like this?
I smiled ruefully. Jessica wasn't far off.
I don't know, Jess, lots of stuff. We talked about the English essay a little.
A very little. I smiled widely.
Oh, come
Wider.
on!
Shimon!
Please, Bella, give me some details.
Dun 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 dun.
Ooh.
Shimon!
Shimon!
And you okay? Are you okay? Bella deliberated for a moment. Are you okay,
Well,
honey?
okay.
What? Are you okay, Annie?
I've got one. You should have seen the waitress flirting with him. It was over the top, but he didn't pay any attention to her at all.
You've been struck by... no, wait, you've been hit by... Struck by a smooth criminal. Anyway. Strange detail to share. I was surprised Bella had even noticed. It was really obvious. It seemed a very inconsequential thing. It was distracting.
Interesting. That's a good sign. Was she purty?
Bella thought more of it than I did. Must be a female. Fuck off. Shut the fuck up.
Very, Bella told her, and probably 19 or 20.
Older woman. Hot.
Ooh.
For him, anyway.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Referencing a joke from the second movie. It wasn't in the second book because it would have actually been a good line.
Got him. Are the movies better than the books?
Well, I mean, for one, we don't have to deal with the inside workings of Bella's mind.
Alright. I haven't actually read Twilight, so I don't know how this is on the other side.
Pretentious.
Just like Edward?
really poor pacing due to the fact that Stephenie Meyer feels the need to put in ridiculous amount of details, but not in a way that's like a stylistic choice, just in a way that drags everything on.
Gotta reach that quota somehow.
I don't think it's intentional like that, but Jessica was momentarily distracted by a memory of Mike on her date Tuesday night. Mike being a little too friendly with a waitress who Jessica did not consider pretty at all. It's because Jessica's an asshole. She shoved the memory away and returned, stifling her irritation to her quest for details.
Even better, he must like you.
Yeah, I think so, Bella said slowly. And I was on the edge of my seat, my body rigidly still, but it's hard to tell. He's always so cryptic.
It must not have been as transparently obvious and out of control as I'd thought.
No, you're just an idiot.
Yeah. Still, observant as she was, how could she not realize that I was in love with her? I stifled through our conversation, almost surprised that I hadn't said the words out loud. It felt like that knowledge had been the subtext of every word between us. That must just be a guy thing, Edward.
No, you gotta say it. Must be a male thing.
Right.
That stupid must be a female. Fuck off. Shock. Wait, no. Wow, how do you sit there across from a male model and make conversation? Same way you do most people?
Hey, you play video games? Beat you in Smash, bitch.
I've interacted with models and not really given a shit, so...
I wouldn't even know they were a model.
Because, well, I didn't know until after they told me, and it was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like even if I knew beforehand, it's a thing of like, you started this conversation with me. Like, normally I wouldn't just go out of my way to talk to random strangers at a con.
Oh, yeah. No, there's too many people there for that.
Everything smells.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you started this conversation with me, oh well. Like, I couldn't give less of a shit what their profession was.
Mm-hmm.
Or how attractive they were. They're still a person. Talk to him like a person.
So don't talk to him? That's how I talk to people.
I don't know. You managed to talk to Cheyenne. Or, fuck. Who? Ichi-tan.
Cheyenne? Ichi-tan. Ichigo.
Ichigo Kaneko.
I don't know.
I didn't finish mine. Wait. I don't know how you're brave enough to be alone with them, Jessica said.
Shock flashed across Bella's face. Why? Because he's a fucking weirdo.
Weird reaction. What did she think I meant? He's so, what's the right word? Intimidating? Not really, no.
No.
Pale. He is pale, but not intimidating.
I've run into
some intimidating... What?
What's intimidating that he looks so sick that if I touch him, he'll get, cancer.
I think if you have that much latent radioactivity in you, you might want to seek help.
I am radioactive, man. Anyways, what are you saying?
I've come across some legitimately intimidating people. Edward is not alongside them.
Yeah, when I think intimidating, I think big burly people, Or, that person I met in the middle of downtown Dallas who didn't look like he wanted to be messed with.
I want to know what to say to him. I couldn't even speak English to him today. All he said was good morning. I must have sounded like such an idiot.
Wow, I managed to lose my spot. Bella smiled. I do have some trouble with incoherency when I'm around him.
She must have been trying to make Jessica feel better. She was almost unnaturally self-possessed when we were together.
Oh well, Jessica sighed. He is unbelievably gorgeous.
Not my type. Bella's face was suddenly colder. Her eyes flashed the same way they did when she resented some injustice. Don't you objectify him? Jessica didn't process the change in her expression.
There's a lot more to him than that, Bella snapped.
Also, I'd like to point out that in Bella's personal thoughts, the main thing she's thinking about is how hot Edward is.
Really?
Yeah, so she has no room to judge Jessica for objectifying Edward.
Damn.
You're just as much a part of the problem, Bella. People aren't objects. No, now we're getting somewhere. Really, like what? I don't know.
Bella gnawed her lip for a moment. I can't explain it right. Because you don't think that. You think he's just hot.
You just think he's hot. You objectifying ass.
She finally said, but he's even more unbelievable than behind the face. She looked away from Jessica, her eyes slightly unfocused as if she was staring at something far away, very far away. He's a vampire. What?
Feeling I felt now is loosely similar to how it felt when Carlisle or Esme praised me beyond what I deserved. I mean, always? Similar, but more intense, more consuming. And that is where we're going to end that, is page 231.
Oh, boy.
Is that your side or mine?
What?
I don't know, I heard a noise.
I stretched.
No, not that, I heard it. Doo-doo-doo.
Oh, that might be Discord.
Anyway, Edward is quite possibly one of the dumbest people I've ever had the displeasure of dealing with.